Okay, this is not my normal setup for these, but we are going to make this work. If you hear weird noises in the background, it's because I have my dryer going with a lot of wool balls thumping around, and I have a sick kiddo at home, and she's kind of moaning and groaning in her sleep here, so there's weird background noise aside from the music. It's either my dogs, my child, or my dryer. But I figured we would do a collective reading for today, which is Sunday, February 8th, 2026, and just see what we get. I have the camera also kind of panned in because if I pan out, you're going to see my daughter's school snacks that we're taking to her teacher on Monday. And then to the left is my 5 loads of laundry that I've been working on. So sorry that it's such a weird view of my table, but we do what we can on Sundays, right? All right. What do we got for the Abandoned Magic Collective for Sunday, February 8th? What are we working with today? What kind of message do we need to hear? Ooh. When I lose a whole clump, I take top and bottom. We have the Sun card, the bottom card, the Hierophant, and this deck doesn't do reversals, so I just always orient it. Ooh, that was instantaneous. Towards us. This is 3 of Pentacles. I'm gonna pull this down here a little bit. I'm gonna give it another shuffle and just see if we get anything else. Sometimes we have 3 cards, sometimes we have a few more. Let's see if anything else pops. That 3 of Pentacles was pretty insistent. And then here we have 5 of Swords. I might move that to the bottom, but we'll see if we get anything else to pop here with another good shuffle. Oh, I think that might be it. That might be our message for today. Yep. Okay, so I am going to move that downwards here. All right, I'm going to do a quick little overview. We started off right off the bat with 2 majors. Good to know we don't have the Death card reappearing right now, so that's good. I mean, it's not bad if the Death card is here, but it just means maybe we've addressed some of that. This is 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords. Pentacles is the abundance, groundedness, stability suit. This Swords is like our inner thought processes, how we think things and how we make decisions and how we communicate those things out into the physical world. But I always like to go in the order that they appear, so we're going to start with the Sun here. The Sun card is all about revitalization. It's about using nature as a source of rejuvenation and restoration, especially if we've been struggling with like poor health or just not feeling the best, if we've been really exhausted, etc., etc. The Sun is one of the easiest sources for us to draw energy from and kind of replenish ourselves when we need it. So we have to make sure we are taking care of ourselves and our energy levels and our just, physical well-being. Right in the middle here, one of my favorite cards. It usually means either we're going to encounter a way in which we can learn something new or we can teach something new. So this usually means there's either going to be some sort of mentor or student on the horizon for us. And for us to stay very, very open to opportunities of education and also educating others. So if we get the opportunity to kind of help someone learn things that we've already learned, boom, we have to take that mentor role. If we get the opportunity to learn something new, like, a workshop pops up, a class we've been thinking about taking pops up and it suddenly works in our schedule to do it, seek out that learning education process right now, because it may just be that there is a perfect mentor for us waiting to come in and kind of help us learn some things that we're wanting to tuck under our belt. I love learning. I'm a huge book nerd, so whenever I see that card, I'm like, oh, bring it on. But then like I'll see something where I'm like, I should go to that class, and then I don't, because, introversion, I guess. 3 of Pentacles is just going to kind of reaffirm this idea of like there being a source of stuff outside of ourselves, like another person being important. 3 of Pentacles is basically dream. How can I not film these without just like mixing all my words together? But I get into the flow state with them, so I don't want to re-record them just so I don't mince my words. So teamwork makes the dream work, not dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work. 3 of Pentacles is all about seeking out support from those that you help support. A lot of times we think we're going to climb to the top of the mountain all by ourselves, and then we end up giving up right about here. And if we would have just had either encouragement or support from our loved ones, we would have easily made it the rest of the way. Three of Pentacles doesn't just suggest like, oh, hey, there's people willing to help you. Sometimes it suggests we have to ask for help. A lot of times everyone is caught up in their own thing and they're not necessarily going to reach out to you to be like, hey, do you need help? But they would drop everything if you reached out to them and just said, hey, I could really use help with this right now. I know with my ADHD, I forget to reach out to friends sometimes. I try to every once in a while, but if they were to message me, it really wouldn't matter what was going on in my life. I would drop everything to be able to help them if I knew they really needed the help. So do not be afraid to ask for help, especially from people that you would drop everything for. They're more than happy to turn around and help you too. Sometimes we just have to open that door and say, hey, I'm struggling with XYZ. Do you think you could lend a hand? And see what happens. Three of Pentacles, support systems. Right at the bottom here, our last card we had was Five of Swords. And this just kind of tells us the message of when things get really mentally heavy and we start to get in our heads so much that we kind of hit a self-destruct button, basically. We have to find ways to stop that process. We have to find ways to not only recognize when we're kind of getting self-destructive with our thoughts when things are heavy, but also kind of when to pull the parachute and what that parachute looks like for us. So figure out the things that help you mentally kind of recover and find the things that help you kind of distract yourself from any sort of tendency you may have towards like self-destruction. And it doesn't mean it doesn't have to be nuclear self-destruction. It could literally just be like things get mentally super heavy and we're like, okay, I'll use my example. I'm going to eat a birthday cake for dinner, even though I know it's going to make me feel like absolute garbage and it's going to do nothing for me. I just don't have the spoons to do that. If I can get ahead of that moment instead of waiting for me to be so depleted that I'm just like, fuck it, I don't care if this hurts me. If I can learn to kind of head it off a little bit, I won't hit that point. I'll be able to do something else and be like, okay, I need a hit. I need something food-wise that's going to make me feel good emotionally or mentally, but isn't going to hurt me physically. And I can kind of be prepared for that. So we have to learn to kind of watch for our self-destructive triggers or tendencies and work at finding the parachute for us that we can pull before we smash into the ground and are like, uh-oh. So that is our message for today. It is Sunday, February 8th. The shop is not open today. Mainly because of all the stuff I needed to do at home, but I love doing these readings, so I figured we'd throw one in for today. Make sure we're self-care Sundaying. Make sure we're kind of seeking learning and teaching and education and all of that in its good form. Leaning on our support systems and kind of working with ourselves to better understand our own triggers and behaviors and thought patterns and find ways to make sure we're staying in this mode instead of falling too far into this. So I hope everyone has a wonderful Sunday. And I think that's it. So, okay, love you. Bye.